Welcome back to Y2K. We're headed back into the old hotel.
I suppose there's a certain logic to it. What do you suppose the chances are that we're still going to be in Dadaist Hell Dimension for today?
We at least have Michael with us, so I'm hoping it will go better.
He might lend some interesting perspective to it, or at the very least, disincline our protagonist towards more monologue.
Well, he's got a camera, which I think will help. Like, that's literally the best thing you could bring for this scenario.
Kind of has a dead-eyed stare in that portrait, though.
Yeah, that portrait's not flattering.
Well, neither is Alex's, to be honest. I just kind of noticed his kind of half-lidded glare like he's about to fall asleep.
That makes two of us.
Okay, so what do you suppose is worse? Being trapped in an elevator by yourself or being trapped in an elevator with someone you know?
Who, this guy?
Well, that wasn't quite what I had in mind, but I suppose my fears of the Dadaist Hell Dimension were well-founded.
We saw something we never could have imagined.
A monologue.
Stars.
There's that
The
too.
entire galaxy, no, the universe maybe, compressed into the silhouette of one entity.
Discount Starman.
It hadn't noticed us at first. We were as insignificant
And the
to
fact
him as
that
the
this
trillions of stars
game
in
insists
the
on
sky.
using the word entity so much is kind of,
What provoked?
I don't know, I find it a little more irritating
We were
than
the
it
most
really
sought-after
is.
thing in the universe.
Oh, get over yourself, Alex. You're not the most sought-after thing in the universe.
Those past memories of fright were nothing compared to what we had just experienced.
Sure is nice of Discount Starman to wait.
Had come to exist and it wanted us gone.
Also, why isn't
As if
Michael
consuming us was its only
around?
purpose.
I think this is one of these Tales of type things where the avatar represents your whole party.
And with all this in mind,
Yeah, but at least Tails has a decency of having the other characters show up in scenes like this. Huh.
I'll take battle music I wasn't expecting for 200, Alex.
Okay, the vocals are not great, but I respect the intent.
Well, let's go try and beat him up, I guess.
Decent combo, though.
Yeah, and that answers your earlier question. If you hit the spin again, it doesn't let it go forever.
Good.
Unfortunately, we do not appear to be able to damage this dude. And that's a lot of damage, right?
That sure is. That's, well, 7/10 of your health.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna run away.
It's a very long running away minigame.
It is. But we do successfully get away, so that's cool.
The fact that it adds that last second running away animation is not great.
Oh no, he's coming after us.
And this music isn't stopping either.
No, it's not. I think I broke the scripting. This song was mastered almost as badly as this game.
I can hear it.
This time I'm not very good at running away.
That's fine. I was kind of wondering what that bouncy thing was supposed to be doing.
I don't know.
Oh, so you can't... Oh, so
Yeah, you
sometimes
can't-
you're just screwed. It's... Which...
That's what it seems like.
It makes a certain amount of sense given the ostensibly random nature of running away from RPG battles, but it's a little annoying that it would give you a mini-game and require you to do that.
Yeah, it's not charitable sometimes. So anyway, I do get around him. I come over here. He's still running after us. I genuinely thought that door was where I was supposed to go, but not so much.
I think you're somewhat too clever for this game. I see a fight like this and I just go, okay, I'm not supposed to win. Fine, we'll just see what happens when I die.
Oh, yeah, and so that's kind of what I figure. It's like, well, now I can't run anywhere, so I guess I'll just die. You know, this is like every fight in every JRPG. There's at least one you're supposed to lose, right?
Sure. And it's interesting that, given that this is a knockoff Starman, that this is a fight you're supposed to lose, because in Earthbound the way it was you're supposed to win. The guest character just completely trashes the fight for you.
I figured it was not unlike the Seymour fight in Final Fantasy X or something.
Well, to be fair, there are quite a few of those.
Well, I mean the one where he joins you.
Right.
So remember how we thought you were supposed to lose?
You have died. Do you feel it? Do you feel that tingling sensation?
I actually guessed wrong, and for that I'm sorry.
That is how it feels to have your soul separate from you.
Oh, be quiet.
Do you wish to return?
Oh my god.
Okay, so let's try this again.
That dialogue is David Cage-esque.
I think I've heard better out of David Cage, and that's a low bar to set.
I know.
Okay, so we still can't damage him. I thought this was one of these hallucination things, like, you know, the battle didn't count, so let's just run away.
Yeah, and you did show that you were on the verge of grasping something about how this fight's supposed to work, considering getting past him gives you some additional items.
I didn't realize that I had already... It kept me getting those super secret items.
If I had to be very generous with this game, I would say that's kind of interesting that you present an unwinnable boss fight, but say, oh, if you figure out this trick where you run away from them, then you have a chance at getting something cool for being, you know, kind of smart about it.
No, I think that's a nice touch. I like when games reward you for being enterprising.
But now I'm just thinking that this is a little... So you're not supposed to win that fight, but if running away from it gives you a bonus Easter egg, then what is the intended route?
What the hell was that?
It strikes me as a serious problem with signaling more than a problem of design.
What the hell is going on? Well, what just happened?
They do this for about 20 seconds.
What? Can you even believe what just happened? Oh man, dude! We need to get your photos developed! Developed? This thing is digital, baby! So what now? Do we just leave?
I do kind of like the overacting.
I'm gonna go with yes!
This is the one situation in this game so far where the overacting is appropriate.
Let it be known that I'm a huge fan of Earth Defense Force, especially how those games are localized.
Once again, I had left the old factory, frightened.
Oh, we're back in Monologue Town again.
We are, and Michael's not with us, so...
I didn't have Sammy with me.
Oh, that was mercifully... I'm not gonna say it yet. At least this one's not voiced.
But it has some real good background music.
It's like that loser version of the Final Fantasy fanfare that's played with all the little flutes or something like that.
If any of y'all out there played the soprano recorder, can you please play a Franklin soprano recorder thing? That would make me very happy.
I question anything related to this game's ability to make us happy, but I will say bad David Cage voiceover apparently did it for me, so surprise us, internet.
I actually kind of forgot which way Alex's house was. Oops. Also, they start showing tips in the top left top corner of the screen. I don't know why. I think one of them is about garlic bread.
Yeah, I barely glimpsed that one about trying to talk to people again so the conversation doesn't come to a halt.
This lady still doesn't have anything to say.
I don't know. You have any favorite... nice. You have any favorite useless tooltips in games?
I was a fan of the ones in the later part of Spec Ops: The Line where they start messing with you in the tooltips. Did you ever play that game?
I did not, but I'm familiar with the twist and thus familiar with the tooltips. Oh, and Matt Hawkins is once again giving excuses as to why we didn't get a magazine out of him.
It's okay. Maybe I should go back to the money tree and give him some more.
While we waited for Michael's camera to transfer
He
the
can go to the
photos,
money tree his
began
damn
talking.
self if he's gonna subject us to his thoughts.
I was talking to my cousin about this recently. The lifelong implications of seeing something actually, undeniably supernatural.
Michael gets in on the monologue action.
Specifically, your reflection doing something
Michaelogue,
that
if
you
you
were
will.
not doing.
Nice.
He has a 6-year-old daughter. She's really precocious. Apparently, she told my cousin that when she looked into the mirror, she was smiling, but that she knew she wasn't smiling. When I thought about that, I knew it would destroy any respect you had for the rules of life or the boundaries of what could happen. I asked him what he
Again, I'm
said,
getting
and he
the sense
shrugged his
that
shoulders and
their
said,
dialogue is kind of
Kids say weird shit.
bleeding into the same voice one after
Pushed
the
him a
other.
little
No
bit
one
on the
in this
subject later on
game,
after he had a few drinks, and
outside of
he said
Sammy,
that it
seems to have
scared
been
him to
very
picture his
distinct
daughter
in their
and another
behavior.
version of his daughter in the mirror, smiling when the other looks so
This
rude.
set of observations
He told me that
could
his
very
wife said his
easily
daughter
be
was
said in
confused.
Chris Neosi's voice,
She
and it
probably
would be
felt
no
sad but was
different.
smiling from having fun playing.
Speaking of which, who's
So
voicing
inside,
Michael?
she
Do you have
wasn't
any idea?
smiling, but outside, she was. Maybe she couldn't
No.
understand what it
Okay,
meant to
I'll
look
have to
happy
look it up
outwardly, but feel
before next
inwardly
recording.
depressed.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
as if her
gonna have
vocabulary
to
wasn't enough to
bear
express
with me. I
affection.
can't stand to look at the website for this game.
I don't
It's
know.
like very
a
90s,
smart
but not in the
kid,
cool
so-
Space Jam way.
Her reflection smiled at her? That's really creepy. Have you ever had any other experiences with paranormal stuff? Like before?
Not really. I've always had a bit of an interest in it. I always thought that these sort of things follow certain people around.
What I wouldn't give for the plot of Barkley
There's
Shut Up and
something that
Jam
picks a
Gaiden to
particular
happen
person
right now.
and forces them to see all the weirdness that others miss out on.
We
say
get
that
these
with a lot of
monologues as
affection.
things that we hear before
don't
going
know.
to save,
It's just kind of been my thing for a while.
and we would
Conspiracies,
lean back in
ghosts,
disbelief and
missing
say people
things like
actually
that.
said these things.
When did you
Yeah,
first
I
get
think I
into
was
this?
reading somewhere that a lot of those were
I can't
taken from
remember
internet
one
message
thing that really
boards.
pulled me in.
That or they were just
My
really
parents
well
always fell
written.
asleep watching TV. They used to sneak into their room and watch those missing persons shows while they were sleeping. Once your mom finally got internet to Frankton, I started checking out some of the more paranormal websites.
This is actually a nice
For long,
bit.
I realized that the information was too scattered. I spent a few weekends learning HTML, and before I knew it, Onism 1999 had over 15,000 hits each week.
Wait, you were involved with making Onism 1999?
You
So I actually
didn't know
decided to
that?
try and look up the
Maybe
term
that's why you
onism
kept
at some
talking to me
point,
about the missing
and
Asian girl.
I don't know. I think it's more
No,
it's more
I just
related to
need
New
get all
Age
that off my
thinking
chest.
or sort of neo-religious
Michael,
thinking,
I need to be
as opposed to
entirely
anything
honest.
conspiracy related.
But
I'm not surprised by that.
just promise me you won't think I'm insane or anything.
So here's the bit where Alex explains all the other stuff that happened.
What did you lie about?
I met the girl who went missing. Her name is Sammy. I'd followed a cat into the abandoned factory, and I found her there. She had been looking for her cat.
This game is not so generous
I
as to
assumed
just
the
fade
cat
out
hung
and
there
say,
and she had
and
gone
then
and tried
Alex
to find
related
her,
his
didn't go back
story.
home.
On the other hand,
Thing
I kind
is,
of understand
she
why they
said some
wouldn't,
really
because
strange stuff.
given
Stuff
how
about living in the
distant
factory,
Alex has
pretending
been
not to know
about
what
this whole
elevators
thing,
were.
we
Well,
kind of
okay,
want
maybe
to
not
know
pretending.
exactly what he tells Michael.
I think she really
That
did
is
talk to
actually
her.
a fair point.
There were weird gaps in her knowledge that I had interpreted as
How does
her
that
being
make you
quirky,
feel,
but
Mode Wondershot, that you're
now I
sticking
wonder
up
if
for
there
this
was
game?
actually something
Nothing
really wrong
is
with her.
below or above
You saw her
strict
yesterday, right?
analysis.
So you saw her after she
That
went
is my
missing?
position, and I will stick to it.
That's actually a
Keep
good
telling
thing,
yourself
Alex.
that, buddy.
Yep.
This means she wasn't taken by some
I'll
serial
I'll
killer
die on
or
that hill if I
rapist.
have to.
It It means she was swallowed up by a being made of stars and planets. How is that better?
Fair enough.
I suppose it's better in the sense that there's no guarantee of absolutes one way or another.
Maybe we can check online.
I guess it's nice that Michael is actually approaching this differently from Alex. He still sounds completely like Alex, but
There still
his
is a part
approach
of
to
me that
this whole
thinks
thing
that-
is very different.
What, that you dreamed it? Dude, I don't know. That would be a pretty specific dream. So you think you went into the factory, came home, and then had a really realistic dream where you met a missing girl you hadn't seen before?
But
Yeah, they are actually trying to address it, but
You
now,
she didn't
again, this is all just
exactly
kind
look
of
like the girl in the
meandering around the...
video. There was something.
I'm hardly
skeletal
paying
about her
attention,
appearance.
dude, I admit.
Something.
That's okay. I wasn't paying attention when I was recording this either. This was my first experience with the story.
Yeah. Dude, just forget I said it. Did the pictures upload?
Who used the word
pull them up.
upload in 1999?
How is this possible? They completely distorted the photos!
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Whoever could have seen that coming.
Okay, well, yeah, this is pretty otherworldly.
I didn't see him actually take any
Someone
photos.
cracked an egg over my head, and what trickled out was hot dread.
Technically, he
pure
did in the
anxiety.
fight, maybe?
I don't think he did. He just sort of whipped his camera.
Experiencing was real.
Oh, so
There was
the
no doubt about it.
so the mini game is you're pressing buttons on the reel of film,
Uploaded the photos to
which
Honest in
doesn't exist in
1999
his
and
digital
waited for an
camera,
explanation.
and then rather than do something like
We
take
had
a
our
photo,
doubts, but
he
more
just
people
whips
wanted
his
to
cam.
believe
That's
than not.
great. Great job, game.
With each reply, Sammy got pushed further away from the forefront of the discussion. I explained how the building was the same one from the
I thought it would be like Eternal Sonata, if you remember that game, where one of the characters literally had a camera and could take pictures.
Oh,
Time
yeah.
the little mailbox turned red. I
Shadow
slowly
Hearts 2
realized
actually had a
everyone
similar
on this
mechanic
forum
as well,
wanted
if
the
I
content
recall.
to be true.
Huh.
It needed it to be.
Okay.
It was how they had the blue
few
mage
people
in
tried
that
to explain
game.
why the
She
photos
takes
were
pictures and
distorted.
then knows how to use
Most
the
people
enemy's
believed it to
attacks
be
because
ghosts
she studied them
or
so
the
well.
devil, or other stupid
See,
things
that's
like
the
that.
sort of interesting integration of the
Myself
Blue
something
Mage
of a
character
philosopher in
that
college.
makes the whole concept work.
Thought I had
The
answers.
character in question was also
Now I've come
Anastasia
face to face with the
Romanoff, for what
otherworldly.
that's worth.
The
I know
fuck?
now that every person
Shadow
who tells
Hearts
you
is
about
really
spirituality,
weird, man.
Dead people and all that have no idea what they're talking about.
I have no
Someone
idea what
told
you're
a
talking
lie,
about too,
someone
Alex.
stopped.
We were busy talking about Shadow Hearts.
told the
Don't
truth.
interrupt us.
And it
Well,
just
he's actually
muddies
talking
like the
about,
same ancient
at this point, he's sort of talking about how everybody else who has thoughts on spirituality is wrong because he saw genuine supernatural
2
shit.
weeks after my post, when a user posted something about a girl. who
Apparently,
ripped
Sammy's
holes
not
in time and
meme-worthy,
space.
which is unfortunate, I guess.
I wouldn't have believed it myself. But he had
Also, I need to get a
photos.
screen cap of
He
that
had seen the
statement.
girl before.
Aside from my post, everything was lies, or whatever that is.
Yeah, Alex is
So
still
you
being
realize we've
remarkably
seen this
self-centered
chick
about
before,
this.
Oh, really? Where? Wait.
Knew you'd get there eventually. It's that old lady from the arcade.
This is actually a nice bit.
Old crowd.
I don't know if
She's
there's a
probably
thing
our
where
age.
you have to go to the arcade, but it's nice that it acknowledges that I went to the arcade.
I have a bright future ahead of me.
I could see that as being kind of a throwaway line, but at the
Wait
same
till you're done
time,
with
there's
college. You'll be.
Boring and fat like the rest of your graduating class? I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, fuck you,
In the
Michael.
meantime, I will
I actually kind of find that funny.
slim, nubile self.
New bio.
Okay, that was way to
Stand by
ruin
this.
your own bit
Anyway.
game.
Let's take another look at those photos.
Wow. It's just so unbelievable. What is the likelihood that this is a thing?
It's incredibly unlikely. But since we've got nothing better to do, let's say we visit Ye Olde Arcade for some air hockey and interview an interdimensional traveler.
Also, this background music is now trying to ape a Persona game, I think.
It's trying to ape a lot of games. I'm gonna see what else is on Onism 99 and see if anybody sent us some more mail. They haven't.
I appreciate the old-style top of banner ad.
So I went back because I was trying to see if I could find the original post, like if it was actually represented in the game, and it is, which is a really nice touch. This bit by Chrono Crossed, I can't tell if this is Michael or somebody else. But Chrono Crossed is at least one of the people who was involved in Onism 99.
Regardless of whether it is Alex or Michael themselves, it certainly sounds like them, which we've established is kind of a trend where this game's writing's concerned.
Yeah. I think they put more effort into this totally not Netscape than they did into the rest of the game. As far as I can tell, Michael is either Chrono Crossed or at SNESman99. But that might actually be Alex.
I think Alex is the one with the SNES in his actual place, so...
Yeah, that would make sense. But the pictures are here. They're not as blurry as I was expecting them to be, you know, based on all that acting they did.
Yeah, I thought he said they were completely distorted, as in they were just outright unusable, but no, those are remarkably good quality for what are ostensibly meant to be, I don't know, UMA photos? I think they're called in Japan.
I figured that they were supposed to be, like, just walls of pink noise. That's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah, same.
But it is cool that the bit is at least there. Let's go ahead and save again. I'm tired of this game.
I can understand that, but despite everything, I think our analysis has to continue.